Good evening, everybody. Hey, my name is Alex Griffin. Um, I just wanted to make this video today just to talk about what I feel is going on in the black community and pretty much blacks in America. I feel like we're pretty much what my father has said. My father said, who is a 67-year-old man, grew up in South Georgia, Tifton, Georgia. Tifton, Georgia. Uh, he told me one day while we was talking about how he feels that the racism in America is worse than what it was when he was growing up. Now, this is a man that was born in 1950. So, as a young man, he grew up in the 60s and the 70s. So, he's seen a lot of the changes and all the other stuff. So, to me, it's incredible that we can even have a conversation in this country. Growing up, I've had plenty of friends of all different races. I do believe in diversity. I truly believe in diversity. But what I don't believe in is when somebody else want to push their agenda on me and try to tell me I have no right to feel what I feel about protecting my interests and the interests of my family. A little bit more about me. I'm have 6 kids, 3 boys, 3 girls. Within that mix, I have some black males. My interest has always been my children. Anything to do with my children. And folks that tell me, oh, when it comes to black males being killed, they shouldn't be resisting. Well, what the camera shows that a lot of these guys was not resisting. We have a system that, unfortunately, it has devalued the lives of black males. We're seeing almost one of my friends that told me we're like the pet bulls of the human race. We've been demonized. Most dog attacks don't come from pet bulls, but pet bulls has been demonized. So when a pet bull does attack, it's really it's really brought up big time. But I just feel like as a things in America is rough when you get politicians that say black people are better off not having the same rights. You get some guys that even say black people haven't contributed to this country at all. I've even read articles of how this politician in California, I think he was the head of the education system, stated that America would be better off if more black babies was aborted. Now, this guy is the head of a school system. What do you think would happen to your son or daughter if they got in any kind of trouble and they had to face this guy to give discipline? He or she's gonna get the worst thing possible. And I'm really to the point that I'm sick of my peers who states certain things also as far as you know well, black people have a lot of single mothers and they were without, their family just messed up. Well, I come from a great family. Most of the guys and women that surround me come from good families. You know, it's troublesome when people has never really talked to black people. Not really trying to learn where they're coming from, but they just see what they see maybe on Fox News or just they never try to engage a true engagement of knowledge and understanding. And I've gotten to a point now where I truly don't care about who understands now or not, because it's all about the interest of our community. Now, of course, I'm not saying I'm against everybody. I'm just against those who are against me and mine. If you're for freedom, if you're for the same opportunities for everybody, we're straight. Because I know, because I've studied a lot, you look at the bridge in Selma. White people was arm in arm with Martin Luther King, getting bit by dogs, being attacked by Klansmen. It's all about ideology. And that's one thing we have to do better with. We're never going to change a whole community. A lot of black people didn't like what Martin Luther King was saying. They more was maybe the Malcolm X, or they was maybe more independent. But we have to deal with like-minded people. That's the only way we'll be able to move forward. We have to just come together as a community and deal with this stuff together with as like-minded people. You know, the breakdown of our community have to stop. We getting attacked by so many different places. And again, I go revisit it. It's frustrating when you try to have a conversation and the other party's not trying to hear it. So, but that's all I have right now. If any of you want to start a conversation, let's start a conversation. And not only let's start a conversation, let's try to put it to action. It takes action. You know, I'm not saying we burn down the world, but I'm saying we need to have a conversation about what action to take, because this has to stop. I refuse to let my children grow up in a world that they're marginalized. Who wants to be marginalized? I didn't have kids to allow them to be marginalized by anyone. All right, again, this is Alex Griffin. Nice to meet y'all, and I hope to do more of these videos. And let's try to move forward. If you have any idea, if you have any topics you would want to talk about, I'm open. If you could just make a comment, put a comment on the bottom, and I'll respond to it, and hopefully make more videos and just try to have an open conversation. All right, y'all be good. Peace, y'all.